6 o'clock tonight. And make sure to get there early. As you can see, people are already reserving seats, and those seats will fill up fast, really fast. It's
Absolutely.
a really popular and fun event to go to.
And I would say bring a sweater. The fog may show up at some point tonight. So yeah, let's go ahead and look at our weather again. That outside shot is absolutely stellar and beautiful. I would have to say that if Hawaii was watching this right now, we could probably maybe sell some plane tickets back to our region of the world, because you know what, they're about to get a hurricane there. Hopefully nothing too bad. Again, temperatures the last several days have been really mild for the most part, seasonal, if not even slightly below normal for some areas, which is really not that bad when you're talking about more or less widespread 70s right on the immediate sand. A lot of the beach communities have seen some 60s out there, but you'll notice even Lompoc, which is typically one of our areas that sees a little bit of the foggier weather and maybe a little bit cooler, not really doing that bad at 70 degrees. Currently seeing widespread high 60s to still low 70s, not a whole lot of change. Not a real strong sea breeze, but it's there, and it's definitely coming from the ocean toward the land, which is indicative of getting more of that marine layer later tonight and into tomorrow. Forecast looks like this: a seasonal pattern, cool to mild along the coast, still very warm inland, but really not that bad. We're talking only about 80s and 90s as we pull out, and I'll step out of the way, and we can see that forecast looking ahead, building high pressure, less marine layer and less fog, warming a little bit more possibly by about the middle of next week. So it really is going to stay kind of quiet for the next couple of days. But as we do warm toward next week, we might end up seeing a little more of not only the heat coming back toward the west coast, which is very typical as we see an area of high pressure start to build over the region, but it might also start to bring some of this back in, which is the monsoon, which was here last week. So again, we might see it come back as we head into perhaps the middle of next week. But for the next couple of days, things are looking very good across the region. So fog tracker does show that marine layer pretty thick toward tomorrow morning. And then look, every so often we do get some minor blips on the radar, which could be perhaps a little hint of a few drops out there in the form of some drizzle. We try to pull it back by the afternoon hours, but it looks like it may linger along the central coast well into the afternoon. Again, that marine layer, just a real dominant player in our weather story, and it will remain there again for at least the next couple of days. Now, overnight tonight, a lot of widespread 50s and 60s for your overnights. Tomorrow, back into the 70s and 80s along the south coast. As you head up into the central coast, though, a little bit cooler, but still very seasonal and nice. Inland areas doing really well. Look at that. Pass Robles at 95. Could easily be doing 10 degrees above that this time of year. And as we head a little farther south, same story there. Inland areas looking very nice around Ojai, back down into the 126 corridor, 82 in Santa Paula, Camarillo at 78. Again, beautiful weather out there. A little mixed swell out there. We're actually getting several south swells right now coming from all directions out of the south-southwest. So that's why I put the degrees there on the bottom right there, and you can see 64 degrees for your water temperature and your high tide and low tide times at the bottom of the screen. Your Santa Barbara forecast looking very nice. Again, we'll just kind of hover in the 70s and 80s, and then perhaps just a little bit of a chance of some warming coming in the latter half of that 7-day forecast. As you can see, Santa Maria trying to warm everybody up just a little bit, and we have basically have 3 weather computers in play as we stop on Santa Ynez, and 2 of them right now are kind of hinting at we're just going to cruise control our weather and just stay right about where we're at. The third one, though, that's one we're kind of keeping an eye on, is hinting at that building high pressure, that return of that monsoon, which was really fun last week because we got that little bit of rain. Yeah. Which was amazing because it was more rain than we got all of December and January.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, in
so
August.
Are we going to have rain anytime soon then? Will that bring any rain?
If we get the monsoon, we can,
It's quite the mystery.
Yeah, the monsoon is always a real tricky thing to play with.
All right.